The silver light of Ultra Instinct rippled off Survivor Goku's body like water on a hot pan. He stood in the center of the arena, surrounded by darkness and enemies. To his front was Jiren, the grey wall of absolute strength. To his left and right were the shadow villains, ghosts from the past pulled into reality by the corruption of the void. There was Shadow Turles, who looked exactly like Goku, but with evil eyes and grey skin. There was Shadow Lord Slug, a giant Namekian with a heart made of darkness. And there was Shadow Tagoma, a soldier from Frieza's army who had been twisted into a monster. The air was heavy. It felt hard to breathe. The pressure from Jiren was pushing down on everyone, but the pressure from the shadows felt sticky and cold. It felt like a nightmare that would not end. Survivor Goku did not speak. He did not scream. In this state, his mind was quiet. He did not feel fear. He did not feel anger. He only felt the flow of the battle. He took one step forward. It looked like a normal step, but he crossed 100 feet in an instant. He appeared right in front of Shadow Turles. Turles was holding a purple energy ring, ready to throw it at Gohan. Turles didn't even see Goku move. Goku raised his hand. He flicked his finger, just a simple flick. The force of the flick hit Turles in the chest. It hit him with the force of a cannonball. Turles' eyes went wide. His armor shattered. He flew backward, crashing through 3 large rocks before sliding to a stop near the edge of the stage. Shadow Lord Slug roared. He stretched his giant arm. His hand was the size of a car. He tried to grab Goku. Goku didn't look at the arm. He just tilted his head to the side. The giant hand missed him by an inch. Goku spun his body. He delivered a backhand strike to Slug's arm. The arm snapped. Slug howled in pain, but it was not a normal howl. It sounded like static on a radio. Goku jumped. He landed on Slug's head. He pushed off with his feet. Slug was drove face first into the ground. The impact shook the entire arena. Jiren watched all of this. He did not look impressed. He looked annoyed. To him, these shadows were just trash. They were distractions. Jiren wanted to fight the strong. He wanted to fight the silver light. Jiren stepped forward. The ground cracked under his boot. He ignored the shadows. He charged at Goku. Jiren threw a punch. It was a simple, straight punch. But it was fast. It was faster than sound. Goku sensed it. His body reacted on its own. He slid under the punch. The wind from Jiren's fist blew the hair off Shadow Tagoma, who was standing 50 feet away. Goku countered. He punched Jiren in the ribs. Jiren grunted. He felt that one. Jiren swung his elbow down. Goku backflipped away. They started to dance. It was a violent, high-speed dance. Blue and silver light clashed with the red fire. Every time they hit each other, a shockwave rolled out. The shockwaves were so strong they pushed the other fighters away. Present Gohan had to dig his feet into the ground just to stay standing. Incredible, Present Gohan whispered. Dad is moving without thinking. His speed is infinite. But the shadows were not done. Shadow Turles stood up. The crack in his chest healed. Black smoke swirled around the wound and stitched it back together. Shadow Slug pulled his face out of the dirt. His broken arm snapped back into place. They were not alive, so they could not die. They were made of the Void's memory. As long as the Void remembered them, they would exist. Shadow Turles looked around. He saw Gohan. He confused Gohan for Goku because of the orange gi. Turles smiled a cruel smile. He flew at Gohan. Kakarot, Turles yelled. You traitor. Survivor Gohan stepped in. He stood in front of his younger, cleaner self. Survivor Gohan looked at Turles. He saw the face of his father, but twisted. It made him sick. You are not him, Survivor Gohan said. You are just a bad memory. Survivor Gohan charged his Kai. He only had one arm, but his legs were strong. He kicked Turles in the face. Turles blocked it. They began to fight. Survivor Gohan was efficient. He didn't waste movement. He punched, kicked, and dodged. But Turles was wild. He fought dirty. He threw sand in Gohan's eyes. He tried to bite Gohan's arm. Meanwhile, Survivor Vegeta was watching. He saw the chaos. He saw Kakarot glowing silver. He saw the ghosts. He felt angry. Why was Kakarot always the one to break the limits? Why was Kakarot always the one to reach the domain of the gods? Vegeta clenched his fists. His pride was hurting. But then he saw something that made him even angrier. He saw Shadow Turles. He saw a low-class Saiyan warrior wearing the face of his rival. He saw this fake Kakarot mocking his son. "How dare you?" Survivor Vegeta growled. "How dare a piece of trash like you wear that face?" Survivor Vegeta flew over. He didn't fly to help Gohan. He flew to satisfy his own rage. He landed between Gohan and Turles. He looked at Gohan. "Move aside," Vegeta ordered. "This garbage is mine." Gohan nodded. He knew better than to argue with Vegeta when he was in this mood. Vegeta turned to Turles. Turles laughed. He ate a fruit. It was a phantom fruit made of purple smoke. The fruit of the Tree of Might. His muscles bulged. His power increased. "The prince," Turles mocked. "The prince of no one. Where is your kingdom, prince? Where is your race?" That struck a nerve. Survivor Vegeta's eyes twitched. He remembered the destroyed future. He remembered the empty cities. "My kingdom is right here." Vegeta pointed to his chest. "My pride is my kingdom. And you are trespassing." Vegeta transformed. He went Super Saiyan Blue. The blue aura exploded around him. It was calm on the outside, but raging on the inside. He rushed Turles. He punched Turles in the stomach. Turles bent over. Vegeta didn't stop. He kneed Turles in the chin. He grabbed Turles by the leg and slammed him into the floor. Left, right, left, right. Vegeta was pummeling him. "You look like him," Vegeta shouted. "But you fight like a coward. Kakarot is an idiot, but he is a warrior. You are nothing." Vegeta blasted Turles with a garlic gun. The purple beam engulfed the shadow. Turles screamed as his body was torn apart. But as the smoke cleared, the black mist started to reform. Turles was laughing. "You can't kill a ghost prince," Turles mocked. On the other side, Piccolo was facing Shadow Lord Slug. Slug was huge. He was a super Namekian. Piccolo felt a strange connection. They were both Namekians, but Slug was pure evil. Slug was what happened when a Namekian lost his way and sought only power. "You represent the darkness of our people," Piccolo said. He removed his weighted turban. It fell to the ground with a heavy thud. Slug laughed. "And you represent weakness. You merged with Kami. You became soft." Slug stretched his arms. He attacked Piccolo from a distance. Piccolo dodged. He used his own stretching ability. Their rubbery arms wrapped around each other. They pulled. It was a tug of war. Present. Gohan saw Piccolo struggling. He wanted to help. "Mr. Piccolo," Gohan shouted. "Stay back, Gohan," Piccolo yelled. "Focus on the tournament. Don't let your guard down. I can handle this oversized slug." Piccolo charged his special beam cannon. 2 fingers to his forehead. He needed time to charge. He had to dodge Slug's attacks while charging. It was difficult. Slug fired an eye laser. It burned Piccolo's shoulder. Piccolo gritted his teeth. He kept charging. Back in the center, the main event was heating up. Survivor Goku and Jiren were fighting at a level that mortals couldn't comprehend. The arena was breaking apart around them. Chunks of rock were floating in the air because of the gravity pressure. Goku was calm, but inside, his body was burning. Ultra Instinct Omen was not perfect. It produced an incredible amount of heat. His blood felt like it was boiling. Every second he stayed in this form, he was damaging his body. He knew he had to finish this quickly. Jiren sensed it too. Jiren was smart. He realized Goku was fading. "Your movements are getting sharper," Jiren said. "But your attacks are getting lighter. You are running out of time." Jiren decided to end it. He gathered energy in his hand. It was a red sphere of destruction. He fired it point blank at Goku. Goku's eyes narrowed. He couldn't dodge this one. It was too wide. He had to block it. He crossed his arms. The red sphere hit him. Boom! Goku slid back. His feet carved deep trenches in the rock. The heat from Jiren's attack was burning his arms, but the silver aura protected him. Goku roared. He pushed his arms out. He shattered the red sphere. He lunged at Jiren. He landed a solid punch on Jiren's face. Jiren's head snapped back. It was the first time Jiren had really looked hurt. The gods in the stand stood up. Beerus yelled, "Go, Goku, finish him." But then the rift opened wider. The black gate that had released the shadows was not closed. It was growing. The energy from Goku and Jiren's fight was feeding it. The more power they used, the wider the tear in reality became. From the gate, more black liquid poured out. It didn't form a person this time. It formed a wave, a tsunami of corruption. It flowed over the stage. It washed over the rocks. It washed over the unconscious fighters. Android 17 saw it coming. "Barrier!" 17 shouted. He put up a green energy dome around himself and Android 18. The black liquid hit the barrier. It hissed. It tried to eat through the energy. "This stuff is acidic," 17 noted. "It's trying to digest us." The liquid reached Master Roshi. Roshi was tired. He couldn't run fast. "Run, old man," Frieza shouted. Frieza was floating high in the air. He was safe from the flood. He looked down at Roshi. Frieza hesitated. He remembered that he needed team members. If Roshi died, they lost a number. Frieza sighed. What a nuisance. Frieza fired a death beam near Roshi's feet. The explosion launched Roshi into the air. Roshi screamed. He landed on a high pillar of rock, safe from the black water. "Thank you," Roshi yelled, confused. "Don't thank me, monkey trainer," Frieza sneered. "Just stay alive." The black wave reached Goku and Jiren. It swirled around their legs. Jiren looked down. "Filth." Jiren stomped his foot. An invisible wall of force pushed the liquid away. He created a dry circle around himself. Survivor Goku didn't need to stomp. The heat from his ultra instinct evaporated the liquid before it touched him. Steam rose around him. But the liquid had a purpose. It wasn't just attacking. It was gathering. The liquid flowed towards the shadow villains. It flowed into Turles. It flowed into Slug. It flowed into Tagoma. The shadows screamed. They grew. Turles grew bigger. Spikes grew out of his back. He was becoming a monster, like when he ate the fruit, but twisted. Slug grew giant. He became the size of a skyscraper. The shadows were merging with the corruption. They were becoming raid bosses. "Great," Survivor Vegeta grunted. "Just what we needed. Giant ghosts." Shadow Turles, now a hulking beast, swung a massive fist at Vegeta. Vegeta blocked it, but the force drove him into the ground. "He got stronger," Vegeta yelled. "He's absorbing the void energy." Shadow Lord Slug looked down at Piccolo. He opened his mouth. A giant energy beam gathered there. Piccolo looked at the beam. It was too big to dodge. "Special beam cannon. Fire." Piccolo fired his spiral laser. It hit the energy ball in Slug's mouth. The two attacks collided. A massive explosion occurred. Smoke covered the area. When the smoke cleared, Piccolo was panting. Slug was still standing. Half his face was blown off, but it was regenerating quickly. The black smoke filled the gap, and his face returned. "It's hopeless," Piccolo said. "They just keep coming back." In the center, Survivor Goku was in trouble. The heat was becoming unbearable. His silver eyes flickered. He gasped for air. Jiren saw the opening. "You are at your limit," Jiren stated. Jiren punched Goku in the stomach. This time, Goku couldn't dodge. His body froze for a microsecond. The punch connected. Goku's eyes went white. The silver aura vanished. He coughed up blood. He fell to his knees. His hair turned back to black. He was out of Ultra Instinct. The pain hit him all at once. Every muscle fiber in his body tore. He felt like he was on fire. Jiren stood over him. He raised his hand to finish the job. "Warrior sleep," Jiren said. "No." A blast of energy hit Jiren in the back. Jiren didn't flinch. He just turned his head. It was Hit, the assassin from Universe 6. Hit had been recovering from his earlier fight with Jiren. He saw Goku fall. He knew that if Goku was eliminated, nobody could stop Jiren. "I'm not done with you," Hit said. He adjusted his coat. Jiren turned fully around. He ignored Goku. To him, Goku was finished. A broken toy. "Assassin," Jiren said. "You wish to be humiliated again?" Hit stepped forward. "I have learned. I adapt." Hit entered his fighting stance. He used his time skip. He vanished. He appeared behind Jiren. He punched. Jiren blocked. But Hit had a plan. He wasn't trying to beat Jiren. He was trying to buy time. "Vegeta!" Hit shouted. "Get him out of here." Survivor Vegeta heard Hit. He looked at Kakarot lying on the ground. He looked at the giant shadow turtles in front of him. "Damn it," Vegeta cursed. "I'm not a babysitter." But he knew Hit was right. If Kakarot fell off the stage, they lost their best chance. Vegeta kicked Shadow Turtles in the knee. The giant monster stumbled. Vegeta flew over to Goku. He grabbed Goku by the back of his shirt. "Wake up, you idiot," Vegeta yelled. He dragged Goku away from Jiren. He threw Goku behind a large rock. "Rest," Vegeta ordered. "Recover, or I will kill you myself." Goku lay there, breathing heavily. He was barely conscious. "Vegeta," Goku whispered. The heat." "Shut up," Vegeta said. He stood in front of the rock. He faced the Shadow Turtles who was charging at them. "I will hold the line. You just find that silver light again." Now the battlefield was chaotic. Hit was fighting Jiren. Hit was using a new technique. He was freezing Jiren in a cage of time. It was working, but barely. Jiren was slowly breaking through the time cage just by flexing his muscles. Survivor Vegeta was fighting Giant Shadow Turles. Piccolo and Gohan were fighting Giant Shadow Slug. Happy Goku and the androids were fighting the swarm of black liquid that was trying to form into smaller soldiers. And Frieza was still watching. Frieza landed on a high vantage point. He looked at the rift. "That tear in reality," Frieza muttered. "It is fascinating. It connects to a dead timeline, a timeline of pure despair." Frieza had an idea, an evil idea. "If I can control that rift," Frieza thought, "if I can harness that corruption, I could become stronger than a god of destruction. I could erase anyone I want." Frieza looked at the shadow villains. They were mindless puppets, but maybe he could become their master. Frieza flew towards the rift. He dodged the fighting. He flew right up to the Black Gate. Shin, the Supreme Kai, saw him. "What is Frieza doing?" Shin yelled. "He is going towards the danger." Beerus squinted. "That lizard is plotting something. Stop him. But nobody could stop him. Everyone was busy. Frieza stood in front of the black gate. The corruption swirled around him. It tried to grab him. Frieza raised his hand. He flared his golden aura. "I am the Emperor of the Universe," Frieza shouted. "I do not bow to mud. You will bow to me." He fired his energy into the rift. He wasn't attacking it. He was trying to mix his energy with it. He was trying to dominate it. The rift reacted. It shook. The black liquid stopped flowing for a second. It turned gold. For a brief moment, the corruption turned gold. Frieza laughed. "Yes, I can control it." But he was wrong. The rift didn't like being controlled. It pulsed. A massive shockwave of black energy exploded from the gate. It hit Frieza. "Gah!" Frieza screamed. He was thrown back. His golden form flickered. The corruption burned him. It wasn't physical burn. It was a burn of the soul. He felt the pain of billions of dead mortals from the future. He felt their scream. Frieza fell to the ground. He was shaking. What? What was that? Frieza gasped. That absolute misery. For the first time, Frieza felt fear of something other than a stronger fighter. He felt the weight of true nothingness. Back at the Jiren fight, Hit was losing. Jiren had broken the time cage. He grabbed Hit by the shirt. "Your tricks are over," Jiren said. Jiren punched Hit in the chest. It was a devastating blow. Hit flew back. He tumbled near the edge. "Hit!" Cubba yelled from the Universe 6 bench. Hit tried to stand up, but he couldn't. His ribs were crushed. Jiren fired an invisible blast. It hit Hit and pushed him off the stage. Universe 6 warrior, Hit, dropped out, the Grand Priest announced. Now Jiren was free again, and he was angry. He looked around. He saw the corruption spreading. He saw the shadow villains. "This tournament has become a joke," Jiren stated. "I will end it all." Jiren began to charge a massive attack. He raised both hands. A red sun began to form. It was huge. It was bigger than the spirit bomb. "I will blow away the entire arena," Jiren said. "I will blow away the corruption. I will blow away the shadows. And I will blow away you all." He didn't care about the rules anymore. He was going to wipe the slate clean. If everyone fell off, he would be the last one floating. He would win. The fighters stopped. They looked at the giant red sun. "He's crazy," President Gohan yelled. "If he fires that, the stage will disintegrate. We have to stop it," Piccolo shouted. But how? Who had the power to stop Jiren now? Goku was down. Vegeta was busy. Hit was gone. Suddenly, a green light flashed. It was Kefla. Wait, Kefla? No. The Potara earrings were not used yet. It was Kale and Caulifla. They had been hiding. They had recovered. They saw the danger. "Hey, Kale," Caulifla shouted. "We can't let that grey guy win." Kale nodded. She was scared, but she looked at Caulifla and found bravery. "Here, take these," Champa, the God of Destruction from Universe 6, shouted. He threw the Potara earrings onto the stage. It was cheating. No, the Xenos thought it was cool, so it was allowed. Caulifla caught them. She put one on. She tossed the other to Kale. "Put it on the other ear." Kale fumbled. She put it on. Flash! A beam of green and yellow light exploded. The two Saiyans merged. A new warrior appeared. She had spiky hair with a green tint. She wore a purple outfit. She had immense power. "I feel great," the warrior shouted. "My name is Kefla." Kefla looked at Jiren's giant sun. She smirked. "That's a big ball," she said. "Let's pop it." Kefla powered up. Her aura was a mix of legendary green and super Saiyan gold. She flew straight at Jiren. "You think you can stop me?" Jiren asked. "I don't think," Kefla laughed. I just kick. Kefla fired a massive blast of green energy. Gigantic burst. The green blast hit the red sun. Boom. The collision was blinding. The force pushed Jiren back slightly. Kefla was strong. Stronger than Goku Blue. Maybe even rivaling the Omen form in raw power output. Universe 6 isn't done yet, Kefla yelled. While Kefla distracted Jiren, Survivor Vegeta was having a hard time. Giant Shadow Turles was relentless. Give up, Prince, Turles boomed. Vegeta was panting. He was running low on energy. Never, Vegeta spat. He looked back at the rock where Goku was hiding. Kakarot, Vegeta whispered. You better be waking up. I can't hold this forever. Behind the rock, Survivor Goku was struggling. He was trying to stand, but his legs were like jelly. He closed his eyes. He tried to find that calm place again. He tried to find the silver light, but the pain was too loud. The noise of the battle was too loud. Then he heard a voice in his head. It wasn't King Kai. It wasn't Whis. It was Chi-Chi, the one from his timeline, the dead one. Goku, her voice said. It was soft. Don't fight with your muscles. Fight with your heart. Chi-Chi, Goku thought. You carry so much sadness, she said. Let it go. Don't carry the past. You are the survivor. That means you have to live. Living is not just breathing. Living is moving forward. Goku took a deep breath. He visualized the sadness. He visualized the guilt of Zamasu. He didn't push it away. He accepted it. He let it flow through him like a river. The heat in his body started to cool down. The red, angry burns turned into a cool blue sensation. His fingers twitched. Silver sparks began to dance around his body again. Back on the stage, the rift was pulsing. Something else was coming. The shadow villains were just the first wave. From the depths of the void, a hand reached out. It was not a shadow. It looked real. It had green skin. It had a white mohawk. It had earrings. It was Zamasu, but not a shadow copy. It was the will of the infinite Zamasu that had been erased. It had reassembled itself in the void. It had built a body out of the void dust. He stepped out of the gate. He looked solid. He looked divine. He had a halo of white light on his back. Mortals, Zamasu spoke. His voice echoed in everyone's soul. You continue to struggle. It is beautiful and disgusting. Everyone stopped, even Jiren, even Kefla. They looked to the new arrival. Survivor Vegeta dropped his guard. No, it can't be. We erased him. You erased my body, Zamasu smiled. But my justice is eternal. The void cannot hold me. I have become the void. Zamasu raised his hand. The shadow villains, Turles, Slug, Tagoma, bowed to him. They dissolved into smoke and flew into Zamasu. Zamasu absorbed them. He grew stronger. Now, Zamasu said, let us begin the Zero Mortals plan, Universal Edition. He pointed a finger at the arena. A rain of purple blades began to fall from the sky. Thousands of them. Blades of judgment. It was an apocalypse. The fighters scrambled to dodge. Jiren punched the blades away. Kefla blasted them. But there were too many. One blade hit Android 18. She screamed. One blade hit Piccolo. He fell. It was chaos. The tournament of power had turned into a massacre. Survivor Goku, still behind the rock, opened his eyes. They were silver. But this time, they were brighter. He stood up. The rock in front of him disintegrated into dust just from his presence. He looked at Zamasu. You, Goku said. His voice was two voices, his own and the roar of the Uzaru. I am going to finish this. Forever. Zamasu looked at Goku. He smiled. Ah, Son Goku, my greatest enemy, my greatest muse. Come, let us dance one last time. The episode ends with Zamasu hovering in the sky, raining destruction, while Ultra Instinct Goku walks slowly towards him, ignoring the chaos, his eyes locked on the target. Jiren and Kefla are fighting the falling blades in the background. The nightmare returns, the god who refused to die versus the mortal who surpassed the gods. The final grudge match begins. Stay tuned for the next episode.